Hi everybody, good evening. Welcome to That's Football. It's England against Brazil, and they won't play each other in the Euros. That's impossible because Brazil's not part of Europe, but they will be playing each other in an international friendly tonight. And look, it's the international break. It's normally shite, so England playing Brazil at least gives us a little bit of something in this period of time that is a Saturday night. So I hope you're all doing very, very well. Mainu's on the bench, so he isn't starting. People are saying Mainu's going to score a hat trick. He's not starting. He's on the bench for England tonight. You can see the Brazilian team there. I'll go through that. Krepski more like. Krepski, Danilo, Beraldo, Wendell, Gomez, who is obviously of Wolves, Bruno G, Paqueta, so it's a Premier League midfield three, Rafinha, Rodrigo, and Vinicius Jr. It's a very good front three, that is, for Brazil, actually. Very exciting front three. Don't really know much about the back four, if I'm being honest with you. Brahma's on the bench, been linked to Manchester United. Douglas Luiz is on the bench, obviously plays for Aston Villa. England lining up with Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Chilwell, Rice, Gallagher and Bellingham, Foden, Gordon and Watkins. On the bench, you've got Konza, Johnston, Dunk, Branthwaite, Gomez, Tony, Bowen, Rashford, Maddison, Mainu and Ramsdale. And I think that that's a bit of a hint as to how Southgate's going to go in the Euros, isn't it? With that midfield three. He's obviously going to play Bellingham in the more advanced role and put Foden on the wing, so to speak. So yeah, interesting. It's on Channel 4 in the UK. I apologise for that. It's absolute shit coverage, but the match will be fine. But yeah, Channel 4's football rubbish coverage is rubbish. The interesting about Channel 4 is, I don't want to get on my soapbox tonight, but you might detect there's something different about Goldbridge tonight. With the last couple of tweets I've put out and how I'm going to be on this show. I'll tell you all about that in a moment. But Channel 4 used to be really innovative. When I grew up, you'd get things like The Word, TFI Friday. So when they got England football rights, I thought they'd do something a little bit innovative. But no, it's the same old shit. Crap pundits trying to be BBC. Nonsense shit, rubbish, crap, wank, bollocks. Not rubbish. Anyway, England to win at Wembley, says Darren. Look, I think it'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I think a lot of people are writing it off, but it is the Euro. Well, it's not the Euros yet. That would be hysterical because Brazil are not going to play in the Euros. But yeah, no, I think it's a really interesting game in the sense that Brazil, they'll love this. If I know Brazilians, like if I know a Brazilian like I think I know a Brazilian, and we're not sponsored by Manscaped, they'll be loving this. This will be a massive watch game. They love the Brazilian national team. They'll love the fact that they're playing England, so they'll be really taking it seriously. They've got a really interesting front three. And for England, it's a great opportunity to beat a Brazilian side that certainly will be taking it seriously. So I think that we mustn't dismiss that, and we must appreciate that Brazil will give it a bloody good go. They're going to give it a bloody good go. Beraldo and Bruno are the centre-backs. Danilo and Wendell are the full-backs for Brazil. Players of note on the bench. Richarlison's on the bench. Brahma's on the bench. Pepe is on the bench. Not the Pepe you're thinking about. He's Portuguese. Andreas Pereira's on the bench. What's going on there? Bloody hell. Brazil are falling on hard times. Douglas Luiz is on the bench as well. Pablo Meyer. But yeah, I mean, look, England have got a much better squad than Brazil. It's a fact. It's an absolute fact. I'm rooting for England here, but that Brazil starting looks scary, says Jahek. The midfield looks good. The front three looks good. But I still fancy England to win it. Rai says, why can't Brazil play in the Euros? It's just a geographical reason, really. I mean, we should ask Richard Attenborough. At the end of the day, Brazil is not in Europe, and it never will be. You fucking twat. But bro, someone just asked why can't Brazil play in the Euros? Says Dylan. I know this is the shit I have to deal with. Anyway. Mark, most of the best Brazil players are injured. Give us the names, Com. Give us the names. It's discrimination, not letting them play in Europe. Well, you know what? I'll give it 10 years and they'll let Brazil play in the Euros. You know, they'll say, we don't identify as South American. We identify as a world country and we want to play in the Euros. And we also want to play in the Asia Cup. We want to play in the AFCON and the Copa America because we don't identify as... We're omnipresent, basically. Will the channel be doing watch-alongs for all the Euros? We'll be doing all of them, Rob, so you better subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Hessen says, hi, Mark, hope you're well. Looking forward to this game. How about the first either-or for who was the better squad, England or Brazil? Well, I'm all for this. I'm all over this. So, yeah, let's go. Either-or. Either-or. Best squad. England or Brazil. Now, you'll note I've spelt Brazil the proper way without a Z. I've spelt it with an S because I'm a hipster. They've spelt it with a Z because they are basic. I've spelt it with an S because I'm a hipster. Anyway, look, before we get into all of this, I've got to tell you something really exciting. It's going to be one of those shows tonight. It's going to be dangerous. It's dangerous, Bridge. Players are coming out on the pitch. Whilst they're doing that, HelloFresh. HelloFresh. We're sponsored by HelloFresh. Basically, if you don't know what HelloFresh is, it's a culinary adventure, simplifying your meal time with its convenient meal delivery service. And here's what's on the menu. The choice is vast, accommodating all tastes. Personally, I've been really enjoying recipes, which I'll show you in a moment, but each delivery includes all the necessary agreements, easy to follow recipe cards, complete with nutritional info, ensuring a hassle-free cooking process. And forget about those last-minute grocery store runs. HelloFresh delivers everything you need right to your doorstep. And we've got an exclusive winner for you. That's football viewers can use the code TF2024 for an incredible 60% off their first HelloFresh box. 60%! That's over 50%. Plus, you'll get 20% off for the next 2 months, along with free desserts for life. This is unbelievable. Scan that QR code or go through the link in the description. You'll get 60% off your first HelloFresh box, 20% off for the next 2 months, and free desserts for life. And just to tell you what sort of stuff you get, this ain't no spin. This is real. Don't miss out on this exclusive deal. This is what I had for tea tonight. It's a personal favourite. Cheesy beef mince ragu stew. That's the picture. There's the ingredients on the back that you get, and you get pictures of what to do with it. An idiot could do this. It's easy. So that's what I had today. Cheesy beef mince ragu stew. This is what I've got tomorrow. 21 day aged fillet steak and peppercorn sauce. Oh my God. For a Saturday dinner tomorrow. Look at the carrots. Look at the potatoes. Look at the broccoli. Look at the steak. Look at the sauce. It all comes with it. And it tells you what to do. You get all the ingredients and instructions what to do. And for pudding tomorrow, apple and red berry oaty crumble dessert. It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't think we've ever had a better deal than this. 60% off. You can order 4 or 5 meals for the week ahead. You'll get 60% off. So the bigger you go, the bigger the discount you get. And then for the next 2 months, you get 20% off, but you get free desserts for life. It's incredible. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. It's brilliant. You get all the ingredients. You get all the instructions delivered to your door. You're set for the week. And you can choose what you want. It's not like a, random football shirt. You literally can pick the dinners you want. They deliver it to your door. You cook them with the ingredients. And you get 60% off. Amazing. Amazing. Check it out with HelloFresh. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. Big shout out to them. Right, Robert McCormack says, I wish Neymar was fit and I hope we see Endrick. Is Endrick even on the bench? I don't know whether he's even on the bench. What's his name? Has he got a Brazilian name? Oh, he is on the bench, number 21. Yeah, keep an eye out for him. I'd missed that name. Sorry about that. Thoughts on the Ireland team's draw and who do you see taking over as manager, says Paul. I used to really like Ireland. Well, I do like Ireland, but I used to think that they were... Well, I used to take a lot of interest in their national team. They've got a long way back. They've got a long way back. National anthem, Mark. Mate, there's people playing national anthems all about 50 times a day. Do you stop and stare at it? I know. Gareth Southgate's the manager. All the national pride's gone. Thoughts on where Brazil left out the Fulham striker Muniz, says Mello. $150 on England. Love from Chicago, says over-aggressive commentator. Thank you very much for that. Ange would come to Man United. Stay humble, says AB. Of course he would. You're asking him to... You know, Spurs are an Audi. Man United are a gold-plated Porsche. Do you want to drive a gold-plated Porsche or do you want to drive an Audi? Who the hell is the goalkeeper for Brazil? Pratsico or something. Can't remember what his name is. Bento. I don't know. Don't ever go to the BBC for your team lineups when it's a foreign team, because they start using the real names, the names we don't use them for. So they'll have Pablo Almares Jr., whatever, and it will be Neymar or something like that. So they don't actually give it you. The goalkeeper for Brazil, Bento, actually plays in Brazil. He's 24. So that's probably why you've never heard of him. The BBC called him Pratsico or something, or Petsico, but his name's Bento. Anyway, we're about ready to start here. I'm in that sort of mood tonight. You might have picked up on it. I have been somewhere this afternoon. Check out my Instagram. It will explain the mood and effectively ask me anything. You'll probably get the answer. You know I do those videos like I've done with Lars on my channel. But basically, if you ask me anything, I'll probably answer it tonight. Football related or not. Let's do it. We're ready to go. I'm surprised. You know what? I knew we were playing this game months ago. And I always thought Saturday night, international break, easily could, have a party, watch a film. And I thought, you know what? No. I hate international football unless it's a tournament like the World Cup or the Euros. But I bloody hell want a bloody. You bloody. I do want to watch this. I want to watch this. England against Brazil. I remember in 1988, my dad went to Wembley to watch England play Brazil. I can't remember the score. It might not have been 1988, but he came back with a programme. And I liked it. England against Brazil. If you're under 15, you're probably more excited than anybody else. It's a big thing. We don't play Brazil very often. I think in international football, when we play Brazil, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. And we should embrace it. I really do think it's a big thing. I think I speak for every Man United fan when I say Southgate in, says Robbo. If you want to get blocked, Terry Venables, dead. Not now, but 2023. Last year. They're paying him some respect. 1943 to 2023. This guy probably gave me the best ever summer with Sir Bobby Robson. 1996 Euros. They're applauding him. I'm not applauding or talking because I'm giving a tribute. Euro 96. Much better than that shit Southgate delivered when he bottled it. That was a proper team. That was a proper manager. Yeah, rest in peace, Terry. But we're about to start off here. Mark, you seem hyper. Sometimes you've got to bring it. I'm thinking about the doorbell. When you're going to bring it. Yeah, but England against Brazil, it supersedes a tournament. I mean, this is an exhibition extraordinaire. When England play Brazil. I don't know why they're not playing yellow. I know yellow and white might mess about with people that have got, vision problems, but they're a small minority. Fuck them, I say. Brazil should be playing in yellow. Do you think Albania could get out of their group in the Euros? We've got Croatia, Italy, Spain. Big up yourself, Mark, says Ernest. You've done a super chat, so I'm going to give it a few seconds, but deep down, I don't care about Albania. I think you've got absolutely no chance unless you've suddenly found some good players, but I wish you all the best, Ernest. What happened to win, lose or draw, Mark? What happened to win, lose or draw? What happened to the chart show? What do you think happened? I can't be arsed. Read between the lines. If I stop doing it, but I'm doing other content, it's because I can't be arsed. What do you want me to say? Callum, what do you want me to say? I can't be arsed. That's it. Rachel Todd, welcome to the Members Club, you legend. Well, Marky, Rodrigo is going to rip Maguire apart, and if he does, Gareth has just put Maguire on the blame list. Thoughts on that unfair battle? Bob, stop telling the story before it's been written. You're not bloody John Grisham. You're not an author. Stop telling us the story before it's been written. Maguire will probably have a good game. Should Maguire be starting over Kwanzaa as Tales from the Alternative Universe? I don't think Kwanzaa's even on the squad today. I don't think Kwanzaa's even in the team. Dunk, Gomez, Branthwaite are the centre-back options today. I'll tell you what, Tamori shouldn't be dropped. That's idiotic. Yeah, get your questions in. Anything you like. Anything you like. But I'm looking forward to this tonight. The yellow messed with semen, to be fair, says Robert. Mate, that's just going to take people down a different route on a Saturday night. Sounds like water sports to me. But I know what you're on about, Ronaldinho. I saw, I was that close this morning to tweeting about it. Rio Ferdinand and Trevor Sinclair were talking about England in the quarterfinals in 2002. And they were sort of bigging it up. Mate, if you're not old enough, right? Those who are old enough will know what I'm talking about. England against Brazil. 2002, quarter-final, Japan. Brazil go on to win it. Whoever wins this basically wins it, in my opinion. And we're playing. It's a 7 a.m. kickoff. This World Cup was amazing. I remember we kicked off at 11 a.m. against Argentina. Beckham scored the penalty. 2002, quarter-final of the World Cup, 7 o'clock in the morning kickoff. I'm in Nottingham. It's where I'm from. Trent Bridge Inn, Friday, the night before. I don't know what it was. It was the night before. And we go down the Trent Bridge, about 6 or 7 of us, just for a couple. We'll just have a couple. We've got to be up early tomorrow. We're just going to have a couple, right? 8 pints later, I'm doing karaoke. I think I'm Liam Gallagher, right? Great night. Get up the next morning, hungover, 5:30 in the morning, get into this pub at 6:30. That's late. This pub's going to be packed. Get a decent space, get on the beers again. We're out the fucking World Cup at 11 o'clock, and I think it was a Tuesday morning. How any England player from that team can reminisce about, oh, what a game it was. Bottle jobs. Fucking bottle jobs. Don't ever get me started on that day. What a bunch of bottle jobs. The fact that they can tweet about it and go, oh, what a game. So close. Oh, what a great Brazil team with Ronaldinho and Rivaldo and whoever else is playing. Fuck off. They had 10 men for half of the game. We bottled it. We absolutely bottled it. Do not let history be rewritten. England bottled that. Absolutely bottled it. We went 1-0 up against Brazil. We were the better team and we bottled it. Ronaldinho scored a fluke. Then he got sent off. There's about 40 minutes left. We did nothing. We didn't lay a glove on them. We bottled it. Absolutely bottled it. I don't know why I'm getting so angry about it. Anyway, we bottled it. We absolutely bottled it. Mark, what would you have done if you'd had a dream of Southgate as your best man in your wedding? I don't mind him being the best man in my wedding. I mean, the chat would be crap. England 2002 or the squad now, which is the best, says Farah. Both of them were very, very good, but both of them were managed by the wrong managers. I mean, Ericsson didn't get the best out of that team. And I wish Ericsson all the best. I know he's got cancer and stuff, but look, doesn't mean Graham Taylor's dead and he was a crap England coach. Just because people die or are ill doesn't mean that you can't say that, you know, they weren't the right man for the job. Ericsson was too pragmatic. Southgate's too pragmatic as well, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it's a horrible thing when you've got the right set of players and the wrong manager. And, you know, in 90, we had the right manager with Sir Bobby. In 96, we had the right manager with Venables. I even think in 98, we had the right manager with Oddle. But pretty much since then, no. This Brazil team looks weak. My prediction is 3-0 to England. I don't think Brazil reminded me of a Neapolitan ice cream. Do you ever used to have that Neapolitan ice cream? Chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. And it's a little bit like that because at the back, it's not very good. It's a bit better in the midfield and the front three is really good. Paqueta, Kudos or guitars? Who would you rather have, says Kalinick. Guitars? What are you talking about? I'm not playing bloody guitar. When were England eliminated? Kenneth says, when were England eliminated from a tournament unbeaten? Don't care. The Brazil team done that. Club football is a big monopoly game, whereas international football is destiny and it feels more real and genuine. I don't agree with that. No. Zhu. I don't agree with that at all. Maguire instead of Tamori, says Chad. Look, Maguire deserves to play for England. It's very hard in a Southgate team because he'll always pick his favourites. But Maguire does deserve to play for England. There's no doubt about that. Goldbridge. Chris, don't start throwing stuff about like that. I'll do a drugs test. I don't do drugs. They don't work. Unless it's paracetamol for a headache. Australian Greyhound, says Sebastian. Don't know what you're talking about. Thanks for the super chats. Anyway, please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner, we will be doing, in relation to international football, got some really exciting stuff ready for the Euros, by the way. Just think Goldbridge Arms, and you won't be far wrong. Junior says Maguire is shit. Are England bottling the Euros? We're winning the Euros. You know, they've got the Goldbridge seal of approval, which never happens. I don't like Southgate. I think he's absolute shit. But I still think we'll win the Euros. I think Kig, I think Kane has got an injury. Yes. Speech impediment. Oh, hello. What's this? Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. You're very welcome. Love this channel. Actually thinking about binning the United stand and just exclusively doing That's Football. Oh, I let that slip. I let that slip. That's the sort of stuff I'll let slip tonight. I don't care. Ask me anything. I'll answer it, honestly. I have genuinely thought about doing it a few times. Getting fed up with the United stand. It's just such a fucking... Obviously, I love doing it, but externally of the United stand, it's just a fucking toxic mess. When people are getting death threats, I mean, I just think, fuck it. What's the point? What's the point? Whereas That's Football, I remember True Geordie saying this to me years ago. He'd never do a Newcastle channel because he'd get loads of shit. But if you do a general football channel, people leave you alone. And he's right. He's bloody right. It's true, innit? Do a club channel. Oh, the bullies. It's our club. They're always on you all the time. Do a general football channel, you get left alone. It's true. Bloody true. I think Manu will definitely come on. Oh, good shot there from Rodrigo. I really like Rodrigo, by the way. I thought Rodrigo was 29. I did. I thought Rodrigo was 29. I think he's only 23. Very, very, very good player. Not as good as Vinicius, though. He's probably my favourite player. If you want to know about Rodrigo, I'll admit I'm on his Wikipedia page right now. Started his career at Santos, played 3 games for Real Madrid B, and then Real Madrid in 2019. Do you know how much Real Madrid paid for him? Rumoured fee was 45 million euros in 2008 when he was 17. He was only 17 years old. Yeah. Kev says you seem to be in a horrible mood tonight. It's amazing how people read the mood. I'm actually in a good mood, so maybe the honesty is worrying Kev. He's like, oh, what's wrong with him? He's speaking real. Why was there no podcast on Friday? Same answer to win, lose or draw. Couldn't be asked. No, I said to Will, let's do a podcast on Friday about England's best 11. And he was already in London. And he said, oh, all right, I'll catch the train. And I said, it's not financially, it's just not worth it, Will. To put you on a train from London to the Midlands to record a 20-minute podcast about England, it's just not worth it. So that's actually the truth. That's actually the truth. Hi Mark, thoughts on Maddison starting over Con? It's back on Tuesday. It's back on Tuesday actually, and this is no word of a lie. I've got another pair. I've got another one. These are being given away on the podcast on Tuesday. Goldbridge Saves Football. Don't miss it on Tuesday. Look what it says. Predator. The question is, do I increase the value or do I devalue it by getting a pen and signing it there? But I've got a pair. They're really nice. I just don't. I'd rather shit on my hands and rub it in my mouth than wear a pair of light blue football boots. But that's just the Man City thing. They are actually really nice. So slip-ons as well. So they're getting given away on Tuesday. So listen or watch the podcast on Tuesday. Hi Mark, thoughts on Maddison starting over Connor? Well, he's not, Addy. So you made yourself look a twat there. Or is it a hypothetical? It could be a hypothetical. I personally think, if I'm being completely honest, that England should play Rice, Bellingham, and a 10. Because I think Rice, Bellingham, and Gallagher is still too defensive. Like, we don't need... I know Gallagher can get forward, but I still think it's too defensive, in my opinion. It's a good game, though. There's a good... Oh, my God, that's late. Bellingham, that's really late. Could have got a red for that. That was really late by Bellingham. He could have got a red there. I'll have to see it again. Bloody hell, that could have been a red. It's only a friendly, lad. It wasn't a red. It looked a little bit worse. Oh, Kyle Walker's injured. I sounded like I was happy then. I mean, oh no, Kyle Walker's injured. Doesn't look. It might not be bad. Oh no, Kyle Walker's injured. That would be a horrible blow for City. I don't think he looks that bad. He doesn't pull up. I tell you what, he will start to get more hamstring injuries in his 30s because he is he's getting on a little bit. Blasted the ball at Harry Maguire. He looks absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He's faking it. Mark, Man City merch is in new big Netflix series, is NV. And Mark, most toxic employee at United Stand. I can't answer that, Bob. I mean, can I talk about past employees? I can't be bothered. I'll do it on a live show, not on here. I absolutely love That's Football. I don't understand the stick you're getting lately, Mark. I love your content. Keep smashing it, says Rebecca. Thanks for the support, Rebecca. Well, you know, I'm a firm believer in that if you don't like something, don't watch it and let other people enjoy it. And if nobody watches it, it will close down. And if people watch it, it will keep going. Was waiting in excitement for the podcast, but remembered it was international break. Would be fun to see Endrick gets minutes. I'm sure he will, Nicholas. I think Mainu will come on. I think Endrick will come on. So, what 3 qualities make a great manager, says Tyler? I think good hair. No. I think it's really difficult to define, and football management's no different to real life management. I think you need to command respect but commanding respect is done in different ways. Oh, Vinicius Junior. Oh, lovely skip. That's a penalty. Oh, what? How's he not given that? This referee's on drugs. What a twat. I mean, that's a penalty for Brazil, that. Every day of the week. He sends Walker to the shops. No, it's probably a little bit soft, actually. Probably a little bit soft. You know why I thought it was a penalty? Because he's got no reason to go down. I hate it when players go down and they don't need to go down. And Vinicius there, if he stays on his feet, he gets a shot off. Oh, another shot. Blink twice if it's Faz, says Bob. Bruv, did you get Stella for Seb? Oh yeah. I really think it's a good idea to feed alcohol to someone that age. Thanks for that. Man United fan for life. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I've never done psychedelics. I left school with GCSEs, so we didn't do that. Hi Mark, thoughts on Madison? I've done that one as well. Thank you. Good questions coming in tonight. I will answer anything. Get it in. It makes it interesting. That's what she said. Manchiti says France or Brazil will win France or Portugal will win the Euros. We should win the Euros. I don't know about you, but I'm always more confident about England winning the Euros when they're not playing. Like, when you look at the squad, I'm like, we'll win the Euros. And as soon as I start watching us play, I go, we might not win the Euros. Because we've got an amazing set of players, but we've also got Southgate in charge. This should be a goal. Oh, Watkins should have scored. Really big chance. He knows he should have scored. Conor Gallagher's doing well. I like Conor Gallagher. Can I just shock you? I like Conor Gallagher. Does well here. Little flick into Watkins. Should score. Should score. He's got it onto his left foot. Well, it wasn't that easy, actually, because the Brazilian defender did get a touch on it. But I feel he should have scored. Victor says, why was Delo not in the Portugal squad? I thought he was. Cheese strings for fingers or hot dogs for toes? I'm not doing any of this shit, medias. Thoughts on the England kit, says Rob. Apparently there's... Look, can I put my hands up in the air? I know what's going on with Kate Middleton. Get well soon. I've got no idea what the England flag stuff's all about. I don't even... You know, I made a pact a couple of years ago, right? And it might serve you well. I realised a couple of years ago I don't have to have an opinion on everything. So there's a lot of things that go on in the world that I just don't get involved in. I'm like, I don't need to know about it and I don't need to have an opinion on it. And sometimes it's really big issues in the world. I'll be honest, I'm not going to talk about them here, but sometimes I just go, I don't need to have an opinion on that. And I don't know what the England shirt thing is. Kyle Walker is going off. He looks absolutely fine to me. It's probably a precaution. There's a sub coming on for England. Konza. So I don't really know. It's the flag on the back of the shirt, apparently. I want to see Seb for a day running That's Football, says Whoops. Maybe in a few years. He's not ready yet. With the huge drop-off in views when you're not on United Stand, how long do you think it would last after you retire, says Edgar? It's not that big, mate. I mean, look, I'll answer anything. I don't care, right? When I don't do a show on the United Stand, I built it. So the way I look at it is if Elton John is doing a concert, right, and he doesn't do it, and a stand-in does it, then a few people will go, I wanted to watch Elton John. So that's just the way it is. But the interesting thing about the United Stand is, even if there is a drop-off in views, it's still way more than the closest competitor. That's a fact. So that's how I look at it. And also, you've got to evolve there has to be evolution, and I believe in the people that do it. So, yeah, good question. I'll answer anything. If Eric Ten Hag went in the summer and Howe was available, would you take him? Says Puffy, the boy. No. With the huge Mark, I wanted to have done that one as well. Cheers from Buenos Aires, Mark, says Ramiro. Did you watch Maradona when you were a kid? Did you hate him for the hand of God? Is the GOAT Garnacho for Ballon d'Or? I didn't like Maradona because of what he did in that game. But as I got older, I appreciate him as the best natural talent I've ever seen. I was quite young, but he's the best player I've ever seen. And my second favourite player is Gaza. And I think the thing about Maradona and Gaza is, in the modern day, they'd be even better because they wouldn't be able to be doing drink and drugs. They'd be stuck in the world that Messi and Ronaldo is, where it's all about fitness as well. So, Maradona and Gaza were doing it with things going in the mouth and up the nose. Cross coming in for England here. Foden to the back post. Declan Rice, he's kept it in. It's a good shot from that angle, actually, and it's well saved. Nice to see Gordon starting for England as well. I think he deserves it over Rashford, if I'm being honest, and I'm a United fan. That's a foul. Mark, what's your favourite football movie? Mine's Escape to Victory. And why did Michael Caine start instead of John Walk? I haven't seen it in ages, the greatest of all time. It's one of those films that I've seen loads of times, but probably not watched it since I was about 11. I still don't get what the England kit thing is. What have they done? They've just got a different colour badge on the back. Is there any significance to changing the colour? Is it just a colour change, or is it actually because it's for a charity or a movement? Is it like rainbow colours or something like that? Because I don't know. I don't know. No, what's this nonsense here? Start, bench, sell, Darth Vader, Megatron or Wolverine. Wolverine can do one. I never liked Marvel or whatever that is. Megatron on the bench and Darth Vader starts, J-Dog. Wolverine's not Marvel, is he? He's Maguire on the back post. What's X-Men? It's not Marvel, is it? It's I don't know. It's not DC either. It's DC. It is DC, Fraser. It is Marvel now, and apparently it is Marvel now. See, I don't give a shit. I think Marvel has gone like Star Wars under Disney. Too much of it. Too much of it. Load of shite. Are you horny? Says Dennis. Not generally when I'm watching football. I can honestly say even Solskjaer's goal didn't get me horny. I've never associated. I absolutely love football. And I think scoring a goal at Old Trafford in front of 75,000 people has got to be the biggest thing on your bucket list. But I can honestly say I wouldn't get a stiffy. It's not a sexual thing. Not everything has to be about sex, as my wife always says to me. So it doesn't... Football has never been sexual for me. Never. It's a different type of happiness. I go to bed at night thinking about... Not that. I go to bed sometimes thinking about scoring goals. I play it out in my head. It's always a header from across as well. Weird. What's your dream goal? Mine's always a diving header on the back post. Of all the goals I could score, could be overhead kick, could skip past 3 or 4 players. It's always a header. Don't know why. Ever been someone you thought would take over United stand? Says Mario Franco. Honestly, no. I think we'll get to that point at some point, and maybe somebody who's currently involved could be that person, but no. But maybe that's because I'm not ready to go as well. Hi, Mark. Serious question. Would you ever go into actual management? I'd love to, Ryan. I think I'd be good at it as well, but people are going to laugh at that. I tell you what, I was watching Man City against Man United. I watched it today. I'd never normally watch it, but because it's the international break, I had the time. And that's the only reason I wouldn't watch it time. I watched Man City women against Man United women today. I'll tell you what, I was shouting at the screen more than I do for the men. I was like, there was this player playing for Man United, Brazilian girl, Jay-Z. She may as well have been Jay-Z, the rapper. She was crap. So bloody greedy. I mean, good at dribbling, but never fucking passes. I was like, pass the fucking ball, you greed. Unbelievable. And then there was a time, we're losing 3-0 to City with half an hour to go. She's like, moody. I was like, I was getting right into it. Right into it. I was like, fucking hell. I don't know whether she's here for the money or something, but bloody hell, she wasn't putting a shift in. Wolverine X-Men, that is Marvel, not DC, says Mamba. See, I've upset the Marvel lot now. Oh, shot by Gordon, deflects wide. Who's whipping the cross onto your head, says Rob. Beckham, every time. Gummy says, how does the missus deal with you being the biggest YouTube stud of the UK, with all the birds throwing themselves at you after seeing you cook a curry? Yeah, I don't know how she deals with it. Yeah, you know, it's... for me, I don't know, the amount of birds flocking around me are a little bit like being in a local park and throwing bread in the air. It's just, they're just swarming around me. Yeah. Did you play The Journey on FIFA years ago? I gave it a go. I didn't really enjoy it. It's Dave. Shot wide from Chilwell, should have done better. Thoughts on planning permission, says Mitchell. Takes a long time. And also it's about who you know. Local councils in the UK, it's all about who you know. In my opinion, it's all about who you know. Have you watched the movie The Damned United? It's one of the best footballing films ever, The Scarecrow. X-Men are Marvel, says As If. Marvel just sold the movie and show rights to Fox to stay afloat in the 90s. Why does Anfield Agenda copy your graphics? Is who to blame? Because they use the same guy who we used to use. And even when they started out, they sort of modelled themselves on us and used, you know, we were okay about it, to be fair. So, yeah, it's not a coincidence. Thoughts on Faz take on Eric Ten Hag, says Faison? I'd need to know more details. And JN says, Gaza is the biggest what-if player ever. Imagine him playing for United in the 90s. I'm a massive fan of him. Do a France and England combined 11? No, I'm not doing that, Vishesh. Is Bramer in the Brazil squad, says Satoro? Yeah, he's on the bench with Endrick and Richarlison. Yeah, The Damned United's a great film. Hi, Mark. Name one moment in football history that you wish you could change the outcome of. It's got to be that Aguero. Yeah. Foul on Bellingham there. Half an hour gone. I'd say England have been the better team. I haven't seen the stats go around yet. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We've got massive plans for the Euros, so it's going to be great. What's the story of AA and TUS? There is no story. There's no story of Red Men and United Stand or AFTV and United Stand. And I actually respect those outlets, so there's no story at all. McGinn says this is a very weak Brazil team. Kat says, I wish Gaza had scored that goal in the semi-final against Germany. Every time I see it, I think he's going to do it. M. Parker says, the AA host really badmouths you and you put that guy on the map. There's a lot of people who use my name in this industry and they use it for one reason only. So I'm not going to use their names, and I'd rather we didn't talk about them because they're not relevant. They're not relevant to me and what I'm doing, so I'm not interested. Oh, nearly an England goal. No. Who's your top 10 British athletes, says Jack. I saw bloody Ben Foster doing this the other day. Generally not interested and never will do a video on it. Next week, we're doing a video on it. Somebody just said there, how does it feel to support a team who got eliminated in the easiest group in the Champions League, says Rick. It feels absolutely fine because that's what support is. How does it feel to be a Lincoln City fan? You support your team. Sebastian says, how's the game going? I think England are more on top than Brazil. Brazil have got a very good front three, but here's Vinicius Jr. Oh, look at this. Love it. Skips past 2 and 3 and then falls over. What's your most embarrassing moment on YouTube, says Christopher. Well, I did say I'll answer anything tonight. There's 2 embarrassing moments for me. One was the Rashford penalty against PSG. And I just got carried away with myself. And I said, he's hit it harder than a wedding night dick. And it's the sort of joke you tell with your mates down the pub, but I shouldn't have done it on a YouTube video. I got a lot of feedback. My gran wasn't happy. Rest in peace. That wasn't what killed her, by the way. How would I know she wasn't happy? I might have thought she was happy. She laughed herself to death. She didn't. She died a couple of years later, but she wasn't happy about it. She messaged me and she said, I'm not happy about that. So, yeah, that was quite a... I just think there's a thin line between comedy and cringe, and I felt that was a bit cringe, so that was embarrassing. And also, I don't own it. I wouldn't call it embarrassing. I just felt it was a lowering of the shield. I feel like, if you ever remember Batfink, he was like this rat. It was like Batman, but he had wings of steel. Right, and I feel that like you have to be like that. And there was this lad called Kipster who had a heart condition, and he was always in hospital, and he was on Twitter, and he was a United fan, and he used to do live streams from hospital, and loads of people at the time knew who he was, and he went in for an operation on his heart, and he didn't come out of it. And I was speaking about it the next day on the morning show, and I just broke down. I couldn't deal with it, and it still makes me feel sad now, but I couldn't deal with it. I ended up like crying really badly on a live stream, and as much as that was like, I mean, some people said that was fake. People who'd worked with me before said, look at him doing that. Well, they obviously never knew me because I don't cry at anything. I've cried about 4 times since I've been an adult, and I do find it embarrassing because it's a lowering of the shield. But it just destroyed me. That did. I was just like, I never even met him in person, but a lot of, we sort of knew him as United fans, and I just was devastated. They've hit the post. Brazil have hit the post, and yeah, I'm just not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with crying. When my granddad died, and he was the reason I got into football, really, and certainly Manchester United, everyone was crying in the funeral, and I was going to be doing a speech. And the reason I was going to do a speech is because I don't cry, really, and I'm listening to them talking about him, and then everyone thought I was laughing because my oldest was the only child I had when he died, and they said they gave the names of all the kids and grandkids and great grandkids. And they told a story about, he used to have these Homer Simpson slippers, and my oldest would crawl up to them and say, Homer. And they told the story in the church, and I didn't know they were going to tell it. And everyone was laughing, and they thought I was laughing. I just broke down in fucking... The thing is, if I go, I can't stop it then. It's just like the waterworks. it's like Niagara Falls. So yeah, I don't like doing that, but yeah. Anyway, I've answered that one a bit honestly, but I did say I would answer questions. Brazil hit the post here, thudded it. I think it was Paqueta. So it's quite an equal game at the moment. Brazil's better at the moment, says Jonathan. I watched that live. It should be one of your proudest, says the wheelbarrow. If you was to sell, what would it cost to buy United Stand, says Stuart Bates? United Stand's always been up for sale. I've said that before. Like, it's always been up for sale. Like, in the sense that, you know, I think that there are... I've always run it as sort of like a hobby sort of thing. Oh, shot by Gordon, blocked. Bellingham lets it go for a corner. Oh, I see what you mean about the England flag on the back. Yeah, it's got like a blue and a red bit, hasn't it? I don't know. I don't know why people would get upset about that, really. Corner to England. How did you meet Miss Goldberg? I met her in Ireland, Pilgrims. What's a good height for a male? I'm not heightist, Dumsy. Long live Sebbridge. We need a coronation, says Oddie. And Vinny would be great player in the Premier League. Oh, I love Vinicius Junior Connor. He's one of my favourite players. Adrian says, is the United Stand hiring? Not at the moment, mate, but always keep your eye on. Always keep your eye out. C says, how has the interview controversy demotivated or motivated your attempt to get more interviews, says C. Look, you know what? I played at Old Trafford. I've done like live shows in front of hundreds of people. I've had my own radio show. I've managed in front of 65,000 people. They're all things that you've allowed me to do. They're all bucket list things. I knew that interview was going to cause shit. But I also knew that it's something that the community really wanted. And also something that I can say I've done. And it was also with probably one of my favourite players at United. So I don't regret doing it. I knew there'd be a load of shit out of it. But for me... The victory was when it went out. No one can ever change that now. It's done. So would I ever do another one? Of course I would. I think it's a massive open goal for any United player to do it. And can I just say, not just United. You know, if a player from another club wants to do it, I'll do it and I'll put it up on That's Football. It'd be an open goal. Don't care whether it's an Everton player or what. But yeah, your haters are gonna hate. Unpopular opinion: Gallagher is invisible off the ball. England's McSauce, says Mailer. I like Conor Gallagher. I'm not a big fan of McTominay, but I do like McGallagher. Gallagher. Favourite analogy of yours over the years, says Spin. I don't think it's an analogy. Analogies are easy. Like, I find them really easy, and some hit and some don't. I think that the best things I've done, there's two. Both are FIFA related, and one was the over the line. That made me laugh, and it still makes me laugh. And the dog died one, because you can't recreate that. Like, the over the line thing was just completely in the moment, and the dead dog thing, I'm not good enough at FIFA to be able to talk about a dead dog and then score. So those two things are my favourites, and they're not analogies. If I had to pick an analogy, the only one that really sort of jumps out to me that I thought was good was the burying the shit on the marble floor. but I prefer the other things. Here's Gordon. Good shot, good save. I just had a thought. I think he's Italian. I think I've answered my own question. Yeah. For a moment, I thought Vicario was Brazilian. He's not. He's Italian. I know Edison and Allison are injured, aren't they? Some good questions coming in tonight. Thank you very much. Just on the squad question for a poll, either or, who's got the best squad? England 59%, Brazil 41%. Sander says, thank you, Mark. I needed this tonight. I told you it'd be something very different. Told you. Good stuff. If these lots can't even be... Oh! Half a chance for Brazil there. It's all right. Pickford's saying calm down. If it was on target, it's a goal, you dick. Let's watch this back. One ball in behind. Chilwell should attack that better. Maguire makes the mistake. Oh, dear. Yeah, Maguire puts his hand up. It's a mistake. But it's still 1-0. Still 0-0. How many fouls till Paqueta gets a red, says Connor. Rafinha should have scored from there, really. Do you think that out of all the high-paying jobs in the world, Football Manager is the hardest one? The pressure is super high, and so are the stakes, especially at a club like United, says Ramiro. I think the hardest thing about being a manager, and I've heard this, people talk about Ten Hag like this. I've read about and spoken to people about Sir Alex. I think the hardest thing about being a manager is it's got to be all-consuming. Like, you can't just get on there on a Saturday night and go, let's go out to Nando's and then go to the cinema, and then when we get back we'll make sweet love. You're always going to be thinking about who's playing for the national team or what player are we going to try and sign. It just must be all consuming, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having something that you're passionate about that's all consuming, but you must never switch off. What's the proudest moment of your life, says Ethan? I think being with somebody that you love and having a child, and not everyone can do that, is got to be it. From a very young age, it was something that I wanted, and I'm very fortunate to have done it 3 times. So, yeah. Thoughts on England's performance this far, says Caesar. Very Southgate-esque. It's not terrible, but to me, it's a little bit too defensive. I don't think we should be playing Bellingham, Gallagher and Rice. Personally, I'd put Bellingham next to Rice. I'd put Foden centrally and play another winger. But he always wants the compensation of 2 defensive midfielders as well. I want to see Mark create Goldberg's WWE entrance now. Thanks for that, says Jack. Thank you. Corner to England. Cross comes in from Rice. Back post. Corner. Mario Franco says, if you could pick 2 celebrities, opposite personalities, to have an hour-long podcast with, who would you pick? My picks are Ricky Gervais and Simon Jordan. I'd love to have a chat with Ricky Gervais. You know what? I'd like to have a chat with Liam Gallagher, Ricky Gervais and me. That'd be a 3 different set of people, wouldn't it? I think Ricky Gervais and Liam Gallagher would be box office, actually. It's very different people. Advice you would give to a 23-year-old, says Paul. I'd give the same advice to anybody, Paul. It's never, ever too late to do what you want to do, because age is just a number. I still play FIFA. And also, it's never too... There are no rules. There are no rules. Anything is possible. I think that people don't achieve what they can achieve because people tell them that they can't. And nobody can tell you that you can't. Unless you're in prison for 20 years for murder, in which case you're going to struggle to do the things you want to do. But maybe when you get out, unless you're in for something you're never going to get out for, in which case it's best just to read a book and think about what you've done, you know. Ironic being a football fan, you had a hat-trick of kids, says Connor. That's what I know about. There could be more out there. I might be going for the golden boot. No, I'm definitely not. Who would be a dream interview from current players? Well, England are on the attack here. That's Chilwell's. I tell you what, Chilwell's had a shit game, hasn't he? I'm going to tweet it. Chilwell has had a shit game. Cue all the Chelsea fans saying, not as bad as Maguire. I can see Southgate at United. Piss off, Nelly. Dream interview, current players only. See, I wouldn't want to interview Ronaldo or Messi. I'd like to meet them. I don't think the interview would be interesting. I'd like to interview somebody I think Jude Bellingham would be interesting, but yeah, I want to interview interesting people. I want to interview people who are willing to trust you and have a conversation. Yeah. Hi Mark, am I wrong in thinking Solanke should have been picked ahead of Tony? Tony's good but been average at Brentford. You know what though? Solanke's very one-dimensional. It's Louis. I was looking at this the other week. He creates nothing. Solanke creates nothing. Like link-up play, creativity, there's nothing there. He is literally a goal scorer. So I think Solanke's had a great season, but you know, you look at Watkins, he's up there with Salah for goals and assists, whereas I think that Solanke doesn't really offer anything. Simon says, what a beautiful answer. Thank you, Simon. Have you heard of Nappi from Fiorentina? Says Umzi. No. We've done all those. Great stuff. I think we're nearly at half time here. I might have a top up. I might treat myself to a little bit of a top up in a minute. Rashi's been benched by Gordon, yet he's good enough for Man United, to Sully. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Let's see if we can hit the moon. No, we're on 122,000, so see if we can hit 123,000. I am doing the Belgium game on Tuesday, but I don't know how shit Belgium are. That's not always a good way to start talking about Belgium, but I don't want to look at Belgium, the country. I want to look at they drew with Ireland today. 0-0. They beat Azerbaijan 5-0. Who plays for Belgium, Mark? Well, Sells, Castagnet, De Winter, Faz, Deman, Tillemans, Vermeer. Yeah, they're a bit shit. Trossard, Openda, Bakayoko. Obviously, De Bruyne is... I think De Bruyne is injured, isn't he? Anana, Doku. Lukaku's still there. Yeah, they're not the team they used to be. And the team they used to be bottled it, let's be honest. Let's be honest here. They've bottled it every time they've had a chance. So, up your ass. Luke Shaw's better than Chilwell. Well, he is, Oliver, yes. Chilwell couldn't deliver a Christmas card to the next door neighbour, says Connor. Thank you very much for that. What are you drinking? Ribena. I just think I might get myself a little bit more in a minute. Would you take Gordon at Man United? Says it's. I really do like Anthony Gordon. I think he's a cracking player, and I think he really does deserve getting called up for England, as does Cole Palmer, and Mainu. I think there's so many good players for England. It's almost an open goal to win the Euros, really. But yeah, he's a good player. I've just got to look. I don't feel like I have to. I'm going to shout out HelloFresh. If you don't jump on this, you're an idiot. 60% off your first box, 20% off the next 2 months, and then free desserts for life with the code TFT2024. Links in the description or scan the QR code. HelloFresh is basically, you get everything delivered to your door, order your meals delivered to your door, you get all the ingredients, and you get the instructions on the back. I had this banger for my tea tonight. It was absolutely delicious. But they've got loads of other stuff as well. Cheesy beef mince ragu stew. And tomorrow, I've got this. 21H day fillet steak and peppercorn sauce. And I've got a pudding tomorrow as well. Of apple and red berry oat crumble dessert. Oh, I'm salivating. You get all the ingredients for each meal and all the instructions to do it delivered to your door. You don't got to go down the shops. All the ingredients for your meal delivered to your door. you can get 4 or 5 meals, 3 or 4 or 5 meals delivered. You'll get 60% off your first order. It's an open goal. Use the code TF2024, and with that code, you get 20% for any future ones off for the next 2 months, but you get free desserts for life. So you can just keep ordering desserts as well. Links in the description, scan the QR code, HelloFresh. It's just unbelievable. I think it's probably the best thing we've ever done on That's Football. And it's probably one of the best live streams we've done in ages as well. So, you know, how fitting, how fitting. Would you take Gordon at Junior at Man United? Look, in relation to the first half, it is an international friendly. My thoughts are Brazil probably not as strong as they could be, but I think that you could say that about Brazil probably for the last 10 years. Brazil are not the team they used to be, certainly. But what I would also say is, welcome to England. This is England. I think England should win the Euros. What's the network premiere at? Hey, hold on a minute. What's that? Network premiere. What's that? Top Gun Maverick? Top Gun Maverick at 9:10. I've seen it about 6 times. I'm going to watch it again. I fucking love that film. I love Top Gun Maverick. England under Southgate this is the problem. It's just lethargic. So many good players. And so pragmatic. It's just. I've been saying this for years. Forget him being linked to United. That makes me want to shit out my mouth. But what I really want to say is that for England, I detest him. So many good players, and it's like a bloody holiday camp. They may as well be running around in their Speedos. The reason England players love playing for Southgate is because everybody's happy. Hey, Henderson's here again, like he was in 2018, even though he's shit. Like, there's no accountability. There's no demand on these players. They love playing for England because it's a bloody holiday camp. You can see it. There's no decent coaching. There's no demands. If Pep Guardiola was in charge of this team, England players wouldn't be as happy as they are. Like, I've never fell for this bollocks of man management. Oh, all the England players love playing for Southgate because it's a bloody holiday. He gets the fucking inflatables out in the pool. Oh, look, he's got the unicorn out. It's, you know, when you used to go swimming at school and on the last day before you break up, they get all the inflatables out. That's basically Southgate's England. He's got the inflatables out. Yay! Like, there's no vision. There's no style of play. It's pragmatic shit. This is the problem. And people don't listen to it because they listen to the media, who also love Southgate because the media, it provides croissants and hot coffee. Like, it's a fake. The players love him because it's a holiday, and the media love him because it's a holiday. It's not real. There's no demands. There's no style of play. It's just all a bloody front. It's all a bloody holiday. It should be sponsored by EasyJet. Like, it's the same old problem with England. You look at the squad and you go, we should walk the Euros. And you watch us play and you go, pragmatic. Pragmatic. Like, his midfield 3 should be Rice, Bellingham and Foden. And Rice should sit on his own. What does he do? Rice, Gallagher and Bellingham. And they've all 3 of them got to get back. Which isolates the front 3. It's just so pragmatic. Like, I'd love to see England managed by a coach. Like, and I'm not naming a name, a coach. Somebody that actually coaches the players. Because it's so bloody boring to watch. And every now and again, well, look, we always beat teams because you'll get a moment. But it's not sustained. Like, where's the patterns of play? Where's the possession? It's never there. I've never seen England under Southgate play with a pattern of play. It's just all over the place. Dream 3 signings for United this summer. I don't think I have 3 dream signings, but we desperately need 2 centre backs and another striker. Mark, you're an amazing salesman, says Hassan. Thank you. Feels like school teacher managing the most complete England squads. SK, you're actually right there, because I used to play a lot of football between the age of 13 and when I left school at 16, and the worst coach you ever had was your school teacher, and yet the best team I played for was my school team. Like, and I played my school team in my final year at school. We played in 4 tournaments. We won 3, and we got kicked out in the semi-final of another one. We were the best team in Nottinghamshire. But the coach was the worst coach we had. Some of us played for the same Sunday team. We had a much better coach. But, yeah, school teacher coaches were always shit because it was just a PE teacher. That's what Southgate is. He's a PE teacher coach. No idea about tactics. Just sticks the players out there and drives the mini coach to the away games and allows you to sing songs together. And sometimes lets you smoke out the back bus. Wouldn't happen now. What we used to... we used to have a minibus for our school, and when you played away, obviously you go in the minibus, and if we won, we had one PE teacher that would stop off at the off license and get us some cans. You wouldn't be allowed to do that now. You'd lose your job. They were the better. Look, people call it the bad old days, and there's a lot of things that were bad, sexism, racism, etc. But there were some good things from the good old days, like your teacher getting you a few cans to drink on the way home. You wouldn't be able to do it now. Somebody's parents would moan. It's political correctness gone mad. Never did us any harm. How far will the Dutch go in Euros, says Jasper. Quarterfinals. What would you say if Coventry won the FA Cup, Reese? Shit. Because we'd be knocked out by them. Dream 3 signings, done that. Feels like, yeah, I've done that one. Thank you very much for that. From Hassan. Sheep, thank you very much. Who was better, Dennis Irwin or Ashley Cole, says the East. Dennis Irwin, because he could play right back as well. United to be part of their managers, would you? If United phoned you to be part of their managers, would you? Well, it's never going to happen mentality, but of course I would do it. Would you rather have Audrey Roberts or Gail Platt as a poster girl for Man United advertising, says Connor. Audrey Roberts, when she was on Rent-A-Ghost, wasn't bad, so I'll go with her. I would marry Jennifer... Umzi says I would marry Jennifer Lopez. Well done. If you would marry some woman and you want to put it in a super chat, please do. Jack says England should win the Euros, but under Southgate they won't. More chance of us, Scotland, getting past the quarterfinals. I still think England are going to win the Euros. And some people say you're doing it on purpose to put pressure on Southgate. And I'm like, no. I'm saying what should happen. England should win the Euros. So I'm going to say England win the Euros. Von says, I've just tuned in. I'm a Man City fan. Kyle Walker okay, or did the injury look serious? Von, if you've just tuned in, I can only tell you the truth. I don't think he'll play again this decade. I mean, if they can put the leg back on, we're all praying. It looked vicious. Who brings a dog to a football match? Horrible scenes. England should win the Euros. How far would it done that? Okay. No, he... I don't think he looked bad at all. I think it looked precautionary to me. Like, it wasn't an obvious hamstring injury. He played on a little bit more as well. So, I don't think it looked bad at all. And can I just applaud Arsenal with Gabriel and Saka getting them out of the England team? Brilliant idea. Absolutely brilliant. Gordon being brightest player on the pitch is Jordan. I like Gordon. I think he's a really, really good player. And I think that, as you said, he so totally deserves the praise that he gets this season. And Eddie Howe's done a great job with him. Denmark are 0-0 with Switzerland, by the way, who are a good team. Just looking at the Switzerland team: Sommer, Akanji, Shah, Rodriguez, Zakaria, Xhaka, Okafor. Denmark: Schmeichel, Vestergaard, Andersen, Eriksson, Højbjerg, Højlund, Poulsen. I don't know. I don't even know who's in the Euros. Who has qualified for the Euros? So we've got Albania, slagging them off earlier. They're in the Euros, idiot. Austria, well, fair play to Ranjik. Belgium, Croatia, Czech Republic, sorry. Denmark, England, France, Germany, Hungary, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, Romania, Scotland, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Switzerland, Turkey. There are other teams who can qualify as well. I tell you what, Foden's done fuck all, has he? Foden's done fucking nothing in this game. Just remembered he was on the pitch. Hi, Mark. Would you take Chilwell and Gallagher out, says Wolfie. And do you think Mainu will play? 100% Wolfie. 100%. 100% Mainu's going to come on. Von's a United fan. Don't slander me. Okay. Gordon been the brightest player on the pitch. Thank you very much. Best Goldbridge analogy. Maguire couldn't lead a pack of dolphins to the sea, says Temple. Thank you very much. Also, stop acting like there isn't another team with quality players to win the Euros. You keep saying England are the favourites. Well, I'm not acting, mate. I think England are going to win the Euros. I'm sorry. It's called an opinion. Like the Grand National's in a couple of weeks. You'll pick your horse that you think's going to win. It's not disrespectful to pick the team you think going to win. It's a personal opinion. You can go swivel on that. Swivel on it. Your mother... No, I was going to say something about your mother. It's not fair, but don't bring her into it. Austria going to rock the Euros with Ranjik, says Stephen. And thank you very much for that. Right, Brazil are back on the pitch now. Right, I'm going to just start the clock here, and then I'm going to go and get myself a refill. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. No subs from either team at the moment. Remember, we're doing Ask Me Anything. I will answer questions. And Matthias says, I'm Brazilian. I just wanted to say this is our first coach, first game with this coach. How many players are you actually missing for Brazil? I know Neymar's injured, Casemiro's injured, Edison and Alisson are injured, but I can't think of anybody else. Joel Linton, does he even get picked? I don't know. I don't really know. I'll be back in a moment. Be about 10. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. I miss my tree. Are you going to do fantasy football for the Euros, says KA? No, shit, that is. Where's your Ribena? Thought you was going to get another one, says kick your ass. Just done it. Do you think Denmark can cause problems versus England in the Euros, says Arturo? I don't even know what the Euros group is. I mean, I'm very excited about the Euros, but I don't really know. Well, I don't really know. England are in Denmark, Serbia, and Slovenia's group. Good thing about the Euros is that it's never straightforward. Who are the teams in the playoffs? Wales are going to go through, aren't they? Please say hello to Lewis and Ollie. We're on the pool tonight trying to pull a bird that looks like you, says Lewis. Oh, Lewis. Lewis and Lewis. My oldest has gone out tonight to a party, and it made me think of, when we were young, going to house parties and stuff. I have nothing more to say about that. I don't wish I was back doing it. I'm very happy with my life, but it's like last night. I was meant to play. I was apologetic. Angry Ginge was like, "I've got this pro clubs team. Will you play?" And I was like, I couldn't do it on Thursday, so I said I'll play on Friday. And he messaged me at about 6:20 because I'd said I'll play at 7:00, and I was in the pub, and I messaged him and I went, "Oh, completely forgot, mate. I'm in the pub," and he was like, "Oh, gutted. We really wanted you to play," and I went, "I'm really sorry." He was all right about it, but then I was like, here I am in the pub on a Friday night, having a few drinks, and all this lot are playing pro clubs on a Friday night, and I thought, how the world has changed. How the world has changed. He doesn't drink. My niece doesn't drink. She's like 22. Angry Ginge doesn't drink. A lot. I was at the Sidemen. At the Sidemen after party, they don't drink, and that's fine. But like, it's just different, isn't it? I can't be on a Friday night staying in playing pro clubs. I mean, basically, you're sat on your arse with a controller in your hand, talking to people online. Get in a real pub and have a chat. Touch grass. I think people will start doing it a lot more. Goldbridge is going to give you a big prediction here. Get out and touch grass, because the way AI is going, you don't even know who you're fucking talking to online. You know, all these bloody Arteta's left boot and Martial's pants. Who's behind these accounts? I see people on Twitter interacting with these people. Oh yeah, Goldbridge is a dickhead. Garnacho's left boot. And I'm like, you could be talking to an AI bot. Who's the biggest dickhead? Like, at least people know who I am. This is really me. At the moment, give it a couple of years, there might be an AI bridge, but at the moment, it's still a real one. But people are like having in-depth conversations with Mainu's hairline. And I'm like, this literally can be a bot. An AI can generate a website in 20 minutes. Like, the world's going in a weird place. And the only way to counter it is to get out in the real world and have real conversations. What's the crack with these players and holes in their socks, says Tony. Don't know. Don't know. I don't know. Somebody told me once before and I've completely forgotten it, which means I'm not interested. Would you ever start an OnlyFans if you run into debt, says Sheep? I don't even know. What is an OnlyFans? You know, I'm not going to name names, but there are people who do OnlyFans. I told you I'll answer anything tonight. There are people who do OnlyFans who front themselves as football fans, and they do it because football has got a lot of impressionable people, males, who they'll talk about football, know nothing about it, and then they'll do it in a skimpy top, and then you'll go on their OnlyFans. I tell you now, I'd be clinically depressed if I was paying some of those people, not naming any names, £5 a month to look at them getting their tits out. I'd really question my life. I'd really be questioning it, in the sense that, like, again, touch grass for fuck's sake. Get out in the real world. That £5, you could give it to some homeless person and they'd use it better. It's Bellingham. Some good questions, though. We'd love a goal here. We'd love a goal here. England against Brazil has been a game of our time for many years. Oh, COVID, I could do Attenborough so well. There's that clip of me saying that I should have his job. Robert says it's also such a useless thing to pay for when the world of porn is readily available. I know, and there's such a, apparently basically everything you want for free. Like I've heard there's a categories department, and basically anything, you don't need to pay for it. I don't know, but Mark, I told my dad I was cold and he said go and stand in the corner, it's 90 degrees. Ryan, don't give up your day job. What's the crack with these players and the holes in the socks? We still don't know. Anyway, good luck to Lewis and Ollie on the pull. At least, I think it's great that people still go out to pubs and clubs. Brilliant. That's what I used to do. The lads. I still, whenever I meet up with lads that we used to go out with, obviously it's a few years ago now, one of the first stories I always tell is, what were we doing? Like, we had this weird tactic. Cross comes in. Oh, headed away by Brazil. We had this weird tactic. We used to go out in Nottingham and we had this weird thing that I think we'd learned from going out with the older lads when we were like 16, 17. And we carried it on for about 2 or 3 years and it was stupid. We'd only have a drink in one pub and then you had to go to another pub. So you could be in a pub in Nottingham that was full of attractive ladies, because that's what we were into. You can't take political correctness and all that bullshit didn't exist in the mid-90s. So we'd be in a bar, be packed out with lovely women, and we'd have a bottle of Bud or a JD and Coke, and then we'd leave to go to another pub. That was the thing. We'd have one drink, and then we'd go to another pub until you got to the nightclub, and then you'd stay there. Stupid. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. I've never understood why we did it, and that's what we used to do. We'd go to about 6 pubs before a nightclub, and you'd have one drink and then go to another club. Weird. Don't understand it, Jaden. Jaden says why. Don't know. Stupid. We did it every bloody time for 3 years. Every week for 3 years. Liberty. Number 10. Yates's. That, you know, the Square. That's what we did. One drink, then off to the next place. Stupid. You'd be in a bar. The music would be good. The atmosphere would be good. We're off. See you later. Stupid. Stupid. And a lot of people do it. There'll be people in the chat going, yeah, we did that as well. It's the rules. Yeah, it's stupid though, isn't it? It really is. Pub crawl, Archie, yeah. Still 0-0 here. Does it make you worry about England in the Euros? No, because you've got Harry Kane, Saka, hopefully Luke Shaw. I do like Gordon. I think he's done well. Maybe Cole Palmer as well. It's just Southgate's tactics. Samir says, can you wish my friend Diego a happy birthday? Happy birthday, pal. Hope you're doing well. Is this game as boring as it sounds, says Chloe? Well, I stand by the fact that I wanted to do an England watch-along against Brazil on a Saturday night instead of going to a party. I think I made the right choice. But this is why I also said, ask me anything to make this even more interesting, because I will answer it. Get your questions in. I'm trying to not be a bitch about stuff because it don't work. If I could tell you what I was laughing at, but I am laughing. All this talk of getting older, it's dragging me down my soul. Like the drugs don't work. Do you know who invented the word watch along? I should have copyrighted it. Anyway, I believe the holes in the socks are to accommodate their calf muscles to be more comfortable. Bunch of prats. Roy Keane would slap them all. Eden. Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? Have you ever played pub golf? Rob, I'd love to know what pub golf is. What's your body count, Mark? Says Alfie. Don't know. Lee said, would you scrap mid-season international friendlies? Mate, 100%. 100%. You know what? If we didn't have the March international break and the November, October and September international break and we could have the Premier League every week, we'd be happier. We would be happier. Like, if I could have a chat with Rishi Sunak, I'd say to him, look, over 50% of the country love football. You can make over 50% of the country happier just by scrapping international football. Keep it to the summer. Kinda Dave says, do you think that PGMOL is actively trying to review their quality? No. They're shit, mate. Don't you think Kobe is better than Conor? Says Matt. I like Conor Gallagher. I'm never going to say that I don't, because I do. I like Conor Gallagher. I don't really get the criticism. I mean, look at that. Brazil, it's a very equal game. Basically an even split, isn't it? England have had more corners, but apart from that, very equal split. Chilwell back, terrible there. Bellingham, Stones, shoots wide. It is, you know what though? It's absolutely amazing with the quality of player at his disposal. There is zero style of play. Ollie Watkins is one of the best strikers in the Premier League at the moment. Gordon's one of the best wingers in the league at the moment. Foden's one of the best players in the Premier League at the moment. Jude Bellingham is unbelievable. Conor Gallagher's a decent player. Declan Rice is one of the best players in the league at the moment. You know, you've got a front six that's balanced. Gordon's on the left. Foden's on the right. That's where they play for their club. Watkins is down the middle. You've got Bellingham playing where he wants to play. You've got Gallagher where he wants to play. You've got Rice where he wants to play. No one's playing out of position, and there is zero style of play. It's absolutely unbelievable how people put up with this freestyle bullshit. What's the worst? What the hell was Poor Things? Weird movie, says Steve. Don't know. What do you think Marcus Rashford needs to do to cement himself as a United legend? Pass, Daniel. That's not me passing. I mean, he needs to learn to pass. What age did you feel a real decline in FB ability? Facebook ability, Daniel. What's FB ability? Happy birthday, Frederick. He's turning 18 today. Happy birthday to Frederick from D8. Has anyone watched that Roadhouse movie yet? I loved the original with Swayze, but I didn't realise Conor Gallagher was in it. Not Conor Gallagher. The other one. Conor McGregor. Conor Gallagher. Imagine Conor Gallagher in Roadhouse. He'd get fucking battered. Like a fish. Conor McGregor. It sucks, Mark. I was going to watch it, but it's had so many bad reviews. I like film. It's like football. I think from what I'm hearing, Roadhouse is like going and watching Millwall play Birmingham, and I don't want to watch Millwall play Birmingham. So, yeah. I mean, Conor McGregor is not going to be able to act, is he? That's my problem. Project says, whose watch-alongs were you laughing at? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Fans throwing paper aeroplanes onto the pitch. This England team should be good enough to get top four in the Champions League. With this Pratt in charge, they'd be mid-table. Think England have two best players in the world, Bellingham and Kane, says Lee. No, I think France have got the best player in the world, Mbappe. You think Rashford can break Rooney's goal record, says Arturo? How far off is he? Mark, I went home with a girl. She laughed at my 4.5 inch and sent me home. Haven't tried talking to girls since. Any advice? Says Luz. You've sort of caught me out there. Good shot by Paqueta. It's just bullying at the end of the day. I hate bullies. It was a good shot, this by Paqueta. Really good shot. Deserved a goal. First time hit. Arsenal 3 Gabriels are missing from Brazil today. Can you name them? Easy. Martinelli. Dreams come true. Centre-back. Can't remember what his other name is. And Jesus. Football Mark. Says Daniel. And McGregor was awful. Four and a half inches ain't that small. I mean, 4.5 inches is about that. It's not terrible. It's about as big as a Mars bar. How big is a Mars bar? Who thought we'd be doing that today? No, I don't want to know. No. How long is a Mars bar? Not how big. Nine inches? Piss off. "12 centimetres. What's that in inches? 4. I was right. 4.5 inches. Well, 4.7 inches is this. If you think about a Mars bar, that's how big 4.5 inches is for Liam Devon Red. No, not Liam Devon Red. He's talking about WrestleMania. Liam Devon Red, we don't know. Luz is as big as a Mars bar. I still think that'd do some good. Especially if you've got the girth. It's not terrible. For, Mars bar, we've all had one of them in our mouth. It's not satisfying. That's your line. That's your line. I said, I don't know what you're laughing about. I bet you've enjoyed a Mars bar before. Exactly the same size. Let's play ball. Game on. Ding, ding, ding. You've enjoyed a Mars bar in your mouth. Have a bit of this. Nothing wrong with that. Become a centre millionaire and buy her road where she stays, says M. Parker. That will shut her up. WrestleMania watch along, says Liam. Nah, those days are gone. Those days are gone. That's your line. I've solved your problem there. You're in the vicinity of a Mars bar. There's loads of stuff you can say. Well, you might be laughing now, but have you laughed when you've had a Mars bar in your mouth, and was it satisfying? Yeah, I quite like a Mars bar. If you don't like Mars bar, say, all right, you're being pedantic. Do you like a Snickers? No. Topic? No. Toffee Crisp? Find the bar she wants. Well, that's 4.5 inches. Let's play. Liam says it's not the size that matters, it's what you do with it. That's what people with a Mars bar say. Not my words. The words of Gary Barlow. No, he didn't say that. Bellingham's coming off. Bowen's coming on. I thought it was going to be Mainu. Where's Mainu, you prat? You're not bringing him on. Dunk's coming on. Gomez is coming on for Maguire. And Dunk's coming on, probably for Stones. No, Dunk's coming on for Maguire. Is Dunk better than Maguire? That's a great either or. It's a thinking person's question. Is Dunk better than Maguire? Because he plays a lot of football for Brighton, and Brighton play a lot of football. Don't call Maguire. Get in the chat. Rashi is 121 goals from Rooney, says Toro. And Marcus Rashford is... Let me just get off the Mars bar. Rashford is 27. He can play for another 7 years and needs 120 goals. He can do that. He can easily do that. Easily. But then again, there is a question. Why is Rashford at Man United? Is it because of ability, or is it because of brand and coming through the youth setup, etc.? And should that be a reason to keep a player? But he could easily get 120 goals in 7 years. Easily. 26 to 33, 120 goals. He's only got to score like 16 a year. And obviously it's not all Premier League goals as well. Would you return to the drunk bridge streams? Not allowed, sheep. Not allowed. I need to sit in bus stops absolutely off my face on my phone. Can't do that anymore. It wasn't me who stopped it. Don't blame me. I was absolutely wankered as well. People were turning up. I'll be like doing it on the way home and people would be turning up because they knew the area. It's dangerous. I could have been in the back of someone's car being kidnapped, going, I don't know where he's taking me. I don't know what he's going to do to me. Yeah, it got dangerous. But it wasn't me who stopped it. Dig up Epstein and make him England gaffer, says Thomas. That's a bit too far, that. Just a little bit. Dunk is better than Maguire since he can actually play out from the back, says Perk. Gallagher goes down, wants a penalty. No. Didn't look like a penalty either. I don't think he looks like he thinks it's a penalty either. Nah, bit soft. He does get there first. Nah, he goes into the player. Same as Vinicius in the first half. My Mars didn't stand a chance. She was a hefty bird, says Luz. I've always thought about that, though. You know, in relation to what you've just said there, are there other levels to go through to get in? Never been down that road. My sat-nav's never gone that way, and if it's told me to do it, I've said I've turned it off. So if you go that way, are there layers that sort of distinguish whatever you've got, if you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is, if you try and walk through a door, you walk through a door. But if before that door, there's 4 other doors, it's a longer journey, so you need a longer thing. I don't know. Never been there, don't know, don't intend to go there. My Mars didn't stand a chance. Jason Hills, thank you very much for your chat. Southgate is numb, says Jarvis. You watched the Ireland game by any chance? Would you take Collins at United, says Gareth? I'd take Ferguson. I'll take Ferguson. If United wasn't from the academy, would you buy him for United? If United wasn't from the academy, would you buy him for United, says Wayers? I don't know who you're talking about, Wayers. Are you talking about Rashford? Maybe. If Rashford wasn't from the academy, would you buy him for United? But you know what? I think that's probably one of the best questions I've ever been asked. If you could do that with a lot of United players. If Rashford was available, would you buy him for United? No. But I wouldn't buy Bruno. I probably wouldn't buy Casemiro now. I think you learn from things. I was very happy when we bought Casemiro, but I probably wouldn't buy him now for a multitude of reasons. Hi Mark, this game is rubbish. Such a great England team managed by a yesteryear manager, says Staradug. Well, welcome to England. People forget. Amnesia. It's always the same. Another block, another shot. Look, I've said this about Southgate for years. I've never watched England play well for half an hour. In his whole time, I have never seen him play good football. Never. Good play by Bowen. Good play by Bowen. Oh, he got tackled. Rashford and Mainu are about to come on, by the way. As Triple H said, even a 747 looks small if you're jamming it into the Grand Canyon. That's from Michael. I think Mainu is better than when Jude was 18. Thoughts? Ashton, I think you're talking bollocks. Jude Bellingham is currently 20. 2 years ago, he was 18. And he was playing in the World Cup. Bellingham is a phenom. He's the phenom in wrestling terms. Mainu has the potential to be something really, really special, but Jude Bellingham is certainly better at this age. Conor Gallagher's going to come off for Mainu, and I think Gordon's going to come off for Rashford. Maybe United players can win it in the last 15 minutes. Amazingly proud moment for United fans to see Kobe Mainu coming on for England. I mean, who would have thought we would see this a couple of weeks ago when he wasn't even in the squad? Rashford, it'll be interesting to see what he can do as well. Early touches for Mainu. John Stones has stayed on. 54% have got Dunk over Maguire, by the way. Tell you what, it's been a long day for me today. I'm not used to Saturdays like this. I'm used to like loads of football. Thanks for all the questions people have asked, by the way. I said I'd answer anything. Nothing's fazed me. So there's been some good ones though, but thank you very much. I said I'd answer anything. I think we've done that. The Maverick watch along will be better, says the grumpy old. I'm not watching Maverick. We've already got our film lined up, which is a classic from the early 90s, which I've never seen, with Daniel Day-Lewis in it. So but I do like Maverick, and I would recommend watching it if you're on Channel 4. The problem with watching it on Channel 4 is you've got all the adverts. Although, while the adverts are on, there's things you can do. You can check Twitter, check other websites. If you're quick enough and you know what you're looking for, you can get the job done in those breaks easily and clean up. I've seen Maverick. It's brilliant. I love it. It's normally a summer film for me. Heat, Top Gun, and then Top Gun Maverick. They're not a trilogy. They're very different. What's insane is the English teams mostly like each other. They all get along well. Plenty of options as well. There's no chance he can manage Man United, says John. Last of the Mohicans is a brilliant film. The last 10 minutes and the music they use is probably one of my favourite pieces of film. Mark, my dad is trying to persuade me to marry my cousin. I really don't want to, but I know it will make him proud and happy. What should I do? Says Khalid. Is it legal? Don't do it if it's not illegal. And anyway, your dad, who gives a shit what your dad wants? No, fuck that, Khalid. Get out. Don't do something you don't want to do for somebody else. You'll never be happy. Jack says, if you had unlimited money for a whole weekend with your family, what would you do? I don't know. Centre Parks. Liam Devon Red says, F1 Australian GP watch-along tomorrow morning. Mate, I remember doing the Australian GP watch-along a few years ago, and I loved it. Formula 1 is shit. Don't watch it. Let them suffer the consequences. It's shit. I love Formula 1. It's crap. Don't watch it. You know, I like Formula 1. Do not watch it. It's crap. They've destroyed it. Verstappen, I don't think he's even the best. I think Lewis would take him in a proper car, but he's in the best car. It's bullshit. It's shit. If you're watching that, what are you doing with your life? You're basically watching a racer in a car that's better than everybody else's. It's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. They've destroyed it. Well done, Formula 1. FIA. They're worse than PGMOL. Mark, if you could take 3 players from any position to make Man United better, who would they be? I'm just watching Mainu at the moment. Well, United need 2 centre-backs and a striker, and we need a midfielder as well. What position am I taking them from? I'm just talking about centre-backs positions. Jude was in the World Cup at 19. He wasn't in the Euros squad in 2020. Also, he wasn't going what Mainu is currently in the Premier League. You know what, Stuart? I don't know why people are comparing Mainu to Bellingham. I hate it. Oh, good save. Pickford, goal, offside. Hendricks offside. He's celebrating. You're offside, mate. Hendrick has scored, but he's offside. I don't know why he's celebrating. He's offside. He's going to be offside. I've played the game. Let him speak, Simon. Let him speak. He's offside. What a prat. I'm telling you, he's offside. I think... Oh, right. Hendrick's not offside. I think the pass to Vinicius looks like it's offside to me. Hendrick's onside because he's behind the ball. Hendrick's offside when Vinicius Jr. shoots. I don't know. Have they got VAR in a friendly? I bet they have. I don't know. No, it's given. It's been given. Hendrick, this is the player that everyone likes. Yeah, 1-0. It's a goal. 9 minutes to go. Southgate's losing to Brazil B team. JR says, have you seen Roadhouse? We were talking about it a few minutes ago. A lot of people saying it's shit. I love the original. Swayze. SK says we'll probably start playing now. Some Karen blocked me on the United stand, says Charlie Max. Anyway, England won't be winning the Euros. Southgate doesn't make the big manager decisions. Charlie, how can you be blocked on United stand, for God's sake? That's incredible. I wonder where you've gone. I'll solve it. I'm going to solve it right now. Live on air. Will England step it up now? Is anyone here prepared to say Bowen's committed a foul on Gomez here? What's YouTube done? There used to be an about page on there. I can't sort it, Charlie. There used to be an about page where you could see if someone was blocked or not, but it won't work. Well, we've got 7 minutes to go here, and Brazil are beating England at Wembley. And I'm going to give you an amazing stat in a minute. That might surprise you about Southgate. One, he's fucking rubbish. That won't surprise you. Mark, I'm not even British, but I hate that Southgate is your manager. Such a waste of a talented squad. He's a politician. England are doomed with him. That was from a very intelligent person called David. Thank you very much, David. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 23,000. We're only 80 subscribers away. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. I'm going to tell you something now about Southgate. So England, in their last few games, if they lose this game, oh no, he's actually... No. Where am I looking at? I'm not World Cups. I'm not interested in the World Cup. Malta. I thought we'd had a bad run of fixtures with Southgate. Oh no, it was before the Euros, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just before the World Cup. He got beat by Hungary, Italy, drew with Germany. Yeah, going into the Euros, we had Hungary. Hungary beat us twice. Yeah, it was before the Euros. Hungary 1-0, Germany 1-1, England, Italy 0-0, Hungary 4-0, Italy beat us 1-0, Germany 3-3. Yeah, it was before the World Cup. Sorry, I got that wrong. It's not that interesting. Pragmatic shit from England, though. I mean, I can't remember us having a decent chance. That Watkins chance, maybe? Boring. Boring. Look, Southgate will manage us into the Euros. I still think we should win the Euros, but it's the style of play. It's absolute shit. It's so bad with the players he's got at his disposal. It's absolutely crap. Southgate equals plain porridge, not even with milk, just water, says SK. What do you think about Real Madrid going after Trent? According to Fabrizio, says Astiva. Well, he's only got a year left on his contract, so they might do it. But I don't think it'll happen. He was onside according to VAR. Vinicius Junior. They've just shown the line. Mojo said, "How is it not offside?" They've literally just shown the line, Mojo. Belgium squandered their golden generation under Martinez. England are going to do the same under Southgate, says Loz. I'll tell you what, it's been a bit of an eye-opener for me. I really, really am convinced that England will win the Euros because of the players we've got. But I've just watched 90 minutes of England with Rice and Bellingham and Gordon and Watkins and Foden and Stones, and I'm like, I don't feel like I've watched them at all. Foden, I don't think I even noticed Foden. Is he still on the pitch? Like, this is the guy that, from what Man City's been tearing it up this season, I don't think, I barely have noticed the lad tonight. And he's still on the pitch. I think he's still on the pitch, Foden. I wouldn't have even been able to tell you he was playing football. Mojo's gifted 5 memberships. And salute from Brazil. Endrick will be the next big thing in Brazil, says Antonio. He's already signed for Real Madrid, hasn't he? To think people actually want Southgate at United is pathetic, says Bart. The difference between him and Ten Hag is the players he's got, yet you could argue that Ten Hag still has a better style of play. Your midfield should be Rice, Trent and Jude, says Iggy. I think it may well be when Trent's fit, to be honest. It's like having the best cold pizza prepared and Southgate being the broken oven, says Sam Adams. Foden's been rubbish today, says Six Figures. He's not just been rubbish, he's been bloody Casper the Ghost. I mean, he is still on the pitch. Look at greedy Rashford there. So many people to pass. Welcome to Manchester United. That's Rashford for you there. People in the box, no intention of passing. That's what I mean about Rashford. I worry about United because if he doesn't learn to pass, we're never going to do anything. He's in a brilliant position to pass there. Won't do it. Won't pass. Mark in Brazil have been crap in the qualifiers and they have interim manager and it's his first match as a Turtle. I'm just going to have a look at Brazil's last few games, actually. Lost to Argentina, lost to Colombia, lost to Uruguay, drew with Venezuela. And they had Marquinhos and Gabriel as their centre-backs. Yeah. They're a much-changed team as well. They haven't won in their last 4 games, Brazil. It's embarrassing. The thing is that it is embarrassing, but it's also the performance. It's been crap. I'm sure there's Arsenal fans watching this going, that's not Declan Rice. There'll be Man City fans going, that's not John Stones. That's not Phil Foden. There'll be Villa fans saying, that's not Ollie Watkins. But they all love playing for Southgate because it's a fucking holiday camp. But people need to wake up to this. You can clip me on this. People need to wake up to this. England players love playing for Southgate because it's fucking Butlins. It's a holiday camp. They all love playing for England. They can't wait to join up for England because it's a bloody holiday camp. When have you seen England play well for 20 minutes? The players love playing for Southgate. They love getting called up for England, but they play shit for England. I couldn't give a shit how much they love getting called up. We are shit. But all you ever hear from the media is, oh, the players love playing for Southgate. They love it. They love playing for England. They love playing for Southgate. But we're crap. Since when has enjoying a game of chess or a game of FIFA on PS5 at St George's bloody Hotel been about winning games? We play shit. And all we ever hear about, Southgate, everyone loves him. But we're shit. He doesn't get the best out of us in any shape or form. Rashford puts a cross in. 3 minutes gone. Rice with the shot. Get a late corner here. No. It's going to go for a throw-in, I think. United fans will say that Rashford, that's the Rashford we know. Yeah, well, I didn't want to say that, actually. I thought Gordon played well in a system that is crap. There is Rashford. Come on, do something. Ten seconds. Gomez. Foden. Corner. 7 players made their debut for Brazil tonight, says Nova. Bloody hell. Is that true? No. No City fan to ask if they play like that, says Joseph. 2 teams travel across the world for a match, and if it all comes down, was down to half-wit linesman, says Daniel. Norwegian here. I think if Pep was coach for England, the game picture would not be as it is now. 100% Halvard. Decent coach, different thing. Surely they can't want Southgate at United, says Luke. Well, as a United fan, this is a great result. Southgate is just bloody boring, says Benji. Brazil might get another one here. They've got a 3v1. Oh, he should have scored, Hendrick. What a lazy finish that was. But it finishes 1-0. Southgate is boring. Why do people rate him, says Benji. There we go. Jobs for the boys under Southgate, says Charlie. I don't want him anywhere near United dugout in any capacity. Well, I completely agree with you, Charlie. Nice to have you back in the chat as well. Danny, welcome to Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, look, I've thoroughly enjoyed the stream tonight with you good people because it's just good to have a chat on a Saturday night, isn't it? And we're going to do England-Belgium on Tuesday night, of course, and then next week we're going to be back with proper football. But, yeah, just shit from England as per usual. How this Wally gets attached to big jobs, I'll never know. Because the style of football is shit. That's England at home getting humiliated by Brazil again because Southgate's shit at his job. And he's been linked to Man United all week. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm on the United stand at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning with all the latest news for United. Take care, everyone. Smash a like. Make sure you subscribe. Go and enjoy your Saturday night. Top Gun Mavericks coming up next. I'll speak to you in a bit. I don't work for Channel 4. What am I doing? Idiot.